Sitka is one of the most unique communities in America. Per capita, we have more boats per household than we have cars. We're a unique community. We are on the outside. We're the last stop before you enter the Gulf of Alaska. Water is a way of life around here. You cannot survive here without spending time on the water. And this has gone on since time immemorial. There's that old Tlingit saying, when the tide is out, the table is set. And when we go to harvest, we find ourselves having to go by boat. We go in groups, we work together, we take what we need, we come in and we share, specifically with Elders First who cannot make it out. And that's just a way of life for us. We grew up that way. We started to recognize as more and more kids get in the water and become more active, there was a need for water safety courses. Everybody knows what to do when everything's going right, but how you react and what you do when things go wrong could mean the difference between life and death. And I think that's important that for every kid in Southeast to know. We spend every day talking about and going out on the water in one form or another. We spend time in the water. It's all about having fun and being safe. We talked about the 7 steps of survival, how to build shelters, and what to do when you find yourself in certain situations. Just breaking down those barriers and making kids aware is the first step, and then teaching them what to do is the second step. And these are lessons that'll stick with them for a lifetime.
We came down today to do a skiff troubleshooting 101, so that if kids are out either with friends when they're a little older or with family members and something happens to the person that's responsible for the boat, they have some basic understanding of troubleshooting what might be wrong with the boat and how to drive the boat if they need to in an emergency situation.
I don't really boat or go into the water much, but I do like being around water, and I like going on walks around the beaches and stuff.
I go on the boat a lot with my family.
Bigger things I'd be taking away from this camp is probably to wear PFD more often when I'm out on the water so I don't drown. Because I have aunties and uncles that they harvest food like from nature, like herring eggs, fish, stuff like that.
Wuchin, working together, Ya'utune, respect for all things. We had some really good deep talks with our kids about how respect for all things starts with respecting yourself. And it was a good opportunity to give them some respect for the water too. And I think we did that. I know we did. Judging from the outcome and the smiles on the faces, I know we did that.
If anyone wanted to join this camp, I would probably tell them that it is a really fun camp. You might be scared for a couple of things, like there's stuff you haven't done before, but once you do it once, you could probably do it much more and learn how to do it by practicing.
Learning by doing is so important. And then retaining that knowledge and passing it down is even more important. I think my biggest hope for all of this is that everybody is safe and has a good time on the water. But I hope that in the future, 40, 50 years from now, maybe even 60, that one of these kids that we work with today is sitting here doing this interview again and thinking back to how our camp helped them and got them to where they are.